Hello, Assalamualaikum. Dengar tak suara? Test. Sekejap rasa janggal sikit cakap sorang-sorang. Jap, let me just share my screen. Nampak kan screen? Okay, so, maybe we can start lagi 2 minit lah. Kita start 10.35. Sorry tak ada kamera, my PC tak ada kamera. Tak boleh nak buka. Tak boleh nak buka. Serius serius. Okay, okay. So, okay, we can start lagi seminit. Lambat seminit pun. Okay, kita boleh start. So just to inform you guys, so today is just a casual punya talk dia lah. So today I'm gonna explore a bit on one of proxy, which is traffic proxy. Sebab sebelum ni kan I've been using Nginx, Kong. So today I nak explore sikit lah on traffic. But before that, just want to let you know that oh, by the way, my name is Harun Azhan. I am AI engineer in MIT and also volunteer in Malaysia AI. So in Malaysia I assist a bit on the the cloud native infrastructure lah. So all the Jupyter and some of deployment tu I dengan Adha lah yang akan handle, and also some of volunteers as well. So so since I've been using a lot of Malaysia AI resources, so I have a responsibility to give back to the community. That's why today I'm gonna teach you to all of you guys about the traffic proxy in Kubernetes. So I know some of you guys macam tak pernah sentuh lagi ke on Kubernetes, so maybe I'm gonna touch a bit on the overview on Kubernetes dulu. Okay, sebab I pun start from scratch juga dulu, I tak tahu langsung about Kubernetes. But then bila masuk Malaysia AI tu, I get the opportunity to touch on Kubernetes lah. And turns out it's not that hard as it seem lah. I mean susah juga, tapi macam okay lah, kan lama-lama buat, InsyaAllah. Alright, so so first kita akan touch on the overview on Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is actually, kalau you guys know, uh, just fikir about Docker container kan. So Kubernetes is a advanced container orchestration platform lah. They orchestrate container. So it handles deployment, it operates scaling, and also it has the better management. And dalam documentation ni ada banyak lah dia punya capabilities. So dia boleh ada features for service discovery and load balancing as well. It rolls out and rolls back, and other self-healing. So means that if the container fails, then it it replace container balik lah. Okay, and dia pun ada horizontal scaling as well, ada batch execution and much more. So apa yang bestnya about Kubernetes ni, it's just dia orchestrate container, uh, tapi ada banyak gila features yang dia boleh buat lah. Okay, um, and then uh, for the Kubernetes, dia ada cloud provider dia lah yang kita boleh guna. Okay, kita boleh buat in local, tapi local tu a bit computing extensive sikit. So maybe we can use cloud provider, dekat luar sana ada banyak. This is very easy to use. Macam dalam AWS ada ada managed Kubernetes like EKS, and then we have Azure, which is AKS, and also Google Cloud, GKE. So dalam industry level, usually diorang akan use cloud provider lah bila nak host the Kubernetes. Tapi some of our company, I believe diorang ada guna on-prem as well. So yeah. So any question for this one first? Tutup Steam dulu. Oh, okay, tak ada question. Alright, so just just TLDR lah. So Kubernetes ni dia just orchestrate container. So apa yang you kena ada is container, okay? Tak ada container then you tak boleh buat lah. Okay. So yeah. Alright, let's go to the concept. So dalam Kubernetes ni dia ada banyak um, apa kalau you tengok kat situ, Allah. Sekejap. Okay, kalau you tengok kat sini kan dia ada banyak gila resource kat sini. Dia ada pods, ada deployments, dia ada config map, secrets, dia ada service, dia ada endpoints, ingresses and much more. But we are going to touch on the most important concept. I mean the concept yang kita akan touch lah in this class. Bukan class, in this exploration. So which is the first one is pod. So actually pod is just a wrapper je around single container. So kalau you tengok dekat dalam Kubernetes ni dia ada pods kan. Okay, pod ni just dalamnya ada container je. Okay, so means that bila contohlah kita ada code kan. So uh, let's say kita nak build the image and then we run the container and then just cuba bayangkan kita letak container dalam pod ni, that's it, that's a pod. So kita boleh letak, and it's not single, dia boleh jadi one or more container. So depending on the situation lah, but most of the use case kita just letak one container in a single pod. Okay, and yeah, okay. Okay, korang bayangkan ni dulu. Okay. And then the next one is the deployment. So deployment ni is they provide declarative updates for pods and replica sets. So macam deployment ni macam just let's say dia macam declarative punya code yang akan yang akan handles atau operate the pod tu lah, macam macam replica. Kita boleh kita boleh replicate the pod kan, and then kita boleh buat rollback. Dia ada banyak strategi yang ada dalam deployment ni. So let's see lah apa yang dia boleh buat kan. Dia boleh rollback, dia boleh scale up, dia boleh pause the rollout and deployment, dia boleh use the status of deployment, macam-macam lah. So that's for the deployment. So bila kita nak do something dalam pod ni, macam kita nak replicate ke apa, kita kena guna resource deployment ni lah. Okay. Alright, and then okay, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong lah kalau I ada something I missed up. You guys can just chat sebelah kanan ni. Alright, and then okay, the third one is service. Okay, let's say kita dah buat deployment, kita nak replicate pod ni kan. So dalam pod ni ada container kan. Now how the user outside of Kubernetes network tu nak get into the pod, macam nak access pod tu kan. So sebab tu they have another resource name called service. The service ni they expose group of pods over a network. So it means bila kita macam buat service kan, okay, dia akan jadi a single network. Dia akan load balance lah between the pod ni. Okay, so let's say kita buat service 1 and then type this load balancer, so dia akan spawn a dedicated load balancer on the cloud. So let's say our Kubernetes ni kita guna EKS kan, AWS EKS. So bila kita apply this resource, then the type is load balancer, so dia akan spawn lah satu load balancer untuk this service. Let's say service 1 ni is a cari surau, and then service 2 is cari surau API, service 3 is cari surau API shopping, okay. So setiap servis ni dia akan ada load balancer lah bila kita nak buat. Tapi masalahnya bila macam user masuk load balancer, dia pergi kat servis and then servis ni dia akan load balance, okay, dia jadi costly, dia jadi mahal sebab kita spawn too much load balancer. Faham tak? So let's say, I mean most of the cases in Kubernetes ni diorang mestilah akan guna macam microservice, dia akan ada banyak beratus-ratus services kan. Takkan kita nak spawn 100 load balancer. Bayangkan how much burden, how much money yang kita kena spend on hundreds of load balancers dalam AWS kan. So it will be very costly. So that's why uh, ada Ingress. Okay. So Ingress ni dia macam expose HTTP, HTTPS routes. Okay, actually sekejap, I kena sentuh Ingress controller dulu kot. So sebab tu kita kena ada Ingress controller. So Ingress controller ni uh, dia macam dia macam Ingress controller lah kan, macam just a nginx, macam mana dia proxy kan, dia reverse proxy and then dia proxy you to the service. Okay. So bila kita buat Ingress controller ni, bila kita deploy, it will just spawn just one load balancer lah. Okay. So load balancer dia just akan masuk and go to Ingress controller, and then Ingress controller tu dia akan check dekat the proxy configuration. Okay. So macam service one ni, let's say dia pergi dekat the request is, let's say hostnya is kamarul.adha.com. Okay, so dekat configuration, dekat Ingress tu, dekat is a service one. So dia akan decide untuk pergi sini, dia akan pergi ke service one lah, and then service one tu dia akan apa? Dia akan load balance lah macam which port yang dia nak point. Okay. So sebab tu sebab tu ada Ingress controller and Ingress. So Ingress ni is just they expose HTTP, HTTPS routes from outside the cluster to service within cluster. So traffic routing is controlled by rules defined on the Ingress resource. So it actually transforms Ingress ni, dia akan, bila kita buat Ingress punya manifest, dia akan just transform into a proxy configuration lah. Macam in our case, kalau kita pakai nginx, dan dia akan macam, ingat tak nginx luar configuration tu kan, yang proxy port apa semua tu, Ingress tu dia akan convert to that only. So Ingress controller ni nanti dia akan refer into that and just point into the specific service based on the request from client lah. Okay. Alright. So yeah, apa yang traffic ni is actually is a traffic proxy. So kita akan install dia punya Ingress controller lah. Okay, so Ingress controller ni, let's say dia akan jadi, it could be nginx, it could be Kong Ingress controller, it could be API 6 or anything. But in our session kita akan guna traffic. Okay, traffic. So kita akan install traffic Ingress controller here. And then kita akan leverage a bit lah on some of the features yang traffic offer lah. Okay. And kita maybe akan deploy one of the service and see macam mana dia being done. Alright, so I think that's about it for the overview on Kubernetes. So do you guys have any question? Push. Stop. Alright. Ada question tak for now on the tambahan? So for custom protocol, kita guna Ingress route ke? If I were to recall. Alright, that's another topic. Okay, kita akan buat another topic next time. So yeah, Ingress, HTTPS only. Okay. Alright. Okay, so let's go to traffic. Okay. By the way, I bagi link ni. Mana tu nak copy so you guys can take a look. Alright, so this one is for the first one. Okay, now the next one, I dah explain a bit on the Kubernetes and also Ingress. So sekarang kita akan proceed to the technical part I akan integrate traffic proxy in our Kubernetes cluster, um, which includes set manager and some of the features lah. So we are going to use, um, alright, tak apa I explain dulu. Okay, so this is a Kubernetes lah, Kubernetes. So kita akan guna cluster from Malaysia AI. Okay, I punya cluster. Thanks to apa? Thanks to Hussein for providing us this resource untuk apa? Untuk present for today session. Okay, so what is it about? Is kita akan deploy traffic ingress controller. And dalam traffic ingress controller dia offer banyak benda lah. Dia akan ada routers yang router yang akan route based on the request lah, macam yang I mention just now. So router ni, let's say I pergi Kamar Daha, dia akan pergi kat service 1. Kalau I pergi dekat Cari Surau, dia akan pergi kat service 2. Yeah, something like that. Okay. For the middleware, kalau kita pergi dekat traffic punya documentation, middleware, middleware ni is more on, kalau you guys tengok, ya saya internet lambat ni. Okay, if you guys go to this apa, this figure, dia ada, so dia akan pergi, so from entry point tu dia akan pergi ke router. But before dia nak proceed to the service, dia akan pergi some of the middleware lah. So middleware ni could be anything. Kalau you guys pergi dekat the documentation again, you guys can see there are several available middleware in traffic. Some can modify the request, the headers. Some are in charge of redirection. Some we can add the authentication and so on. So kalau kita pergi dekat HTTP middleware here, you can see lah ada banyak middleware yang available. So we can just apa, configure a bit on the on the configuration traffic configuration file and add some middleware lah kalau kita nak letak lah. So nanti kita akan try a bit on middleware as well. Maybe I can try with basic auth je, not the other things lah, sebab I nak kita kalau boleh kita nak cepat lah kan, sebab baru lepas tarawih. So anyway, so let's dive back to the Escali draw. So okay, so that's for the ingress controller. Okay, but so ingress controller ni kita perlukan cert juga. So kita akan guna cert manager. So cert manager ni dia akan issued a certificate, issued a TLS certificate untuk perform untuk terminate the TLS lah. So let's say the user kan mestilah the request dia punya apa, dia punya content dia mestilah in HTTPS, sebab kita tak nak any content is exposed in the internet kan. So bila dia masuk, takkan kita nak biar dia HTTPS. So kita perlukan kita perlu terminate TLS tu lah. So with that kita perlukan cert manager to issue the TLS certificate, so that dia akan terminate TLS. So bila dia masuk dekat service tu nanti dia akan jadi HTTP. So the content will be apa, will be visible lah on the service letter. Okay, so apa yang kita akan buat sekarang is kita akan first install cert manager and kita akan create a certificate dulu. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, so kalau kita tengok dekat our Kubernetes, kita ada cluster here, deployment Arif. Okay, so I dah masuk Lens. Lens is a UI untuk apa, untuk untuk macam app lah untuk tengok Kubernetes cluster tu, so you can provision lah everything here and also edit something straight away here. Okay, now I think I dah touch a bit on traffic so that today I can smoothly deploy everything. So let's just try to provide try to apa, install the certificate, cert manager, sorry. So what I should do is create new folder. Okay, oh by the way, Helm ni, okay, kalau kita go back to getting started, and then we go to Kubernetes. Okay. Ingat tak yang I ada explain pasal konsep dia, a lot of resource macam pod, service, ingress controller, deployment. So, by default kalau kita nak deploy satu-satu, dia ada manifest file dia lah. Macam, dekat sini dia macam cluster role. Okay, yang ni service account. So, cluster role ni macam kita nak bagi traffic tu, dia boleh, access into the API, the Kubernetes punya API, for resource ingresses and ingress classes and much more lah. And then service account ni kita nak buat satu account. Macam kita nak dia macam RBAC things lah kan. Okay, lepas tu kita nak cluster role binding tu kita nak bind this permission into this account. Okay, lepas tu deployment kita akan deploy the traffic punya image, and then service ni kita nak yang ingat load balancer tu kan. Bila kita buatlah service. Okay, and then this is okay. So takkan kita nak buat sesuatu ni a little bit tedious, so that's why we have Helm. So Helm, what is Helm? So Helm ni is a tool that automates the creation, packaging, configuration, and deployment of Kubernetes application by combining your configuration files into a single reusable package. So everything is actually packed in the Helm dah. So it means kalau you guys tengok balik dekat this file, I just Helm repo add, Helm repo update, Helm repo install. That's it. Settle untuk set manager. Okay, instead of I nak kena buat banyak manifest file and then I just apply, so it will be a bit tedious lah. So that's why kita guna Helm usually in Kubernetes. Okay. So I will add this Helm for State Manager, and I will update, and then I will create a State Manager. I will install a State Manager, sorry. Okay, dah. Right. It will take some time to install. Tapi I rasa akan ada error lah sebab I tak create namespace. Oh, boleh eh? Wow. Okay, anyway. So kita dah install Cert Manager ni. So sekarang let's just sekarang kita dah boleh start install Traefik. Okay. So okay. Before that, kalau insert manager kan, bila kita dah set manager, sekarang kita nak bagi set manager tu try to issue certificate tu. So kita kena write the issuer here. So and also kalau nak create certificate, kita perlukan the DNS name. So DNS name ni will be on our DNS provider, which is we will be using Cloudflare. But the thing is, this DNS should be pointed to the ingress controller punya load balancer. So okay, sekarang ni kalau I visualize again, okay, sekarang ni apa yang kita dah buat is kita dah install State Manager. Okay, so in our State Manager ni dia memerlukan load balancer punya external IP lah senang cerita. So since kita perlukan load balancer, kita kena install Traefik Ingress controller terus. So that's why I want to install Traefik so that it will spawn a dedicated load balancer so that this external IP can be pointed. I mean, the DNS can be pointed from the this external IP lah. Okay, so I'm gonna install. That's why. So I'm just gonna install Traefik. Okay, Traefik dah install. So kalau kita pergi service, nampak tak load balancer? So dia dah ada external IP here. So now apa yang kita kena buat is kita kena tengok. Okay, macam I selalu akan copy paste je. Okay, I akan letak sini. Sure. And then also another one is certificate. Okay. So the API token, kita kena ambil API token ni from our DNS provider juga. So API token, kita kena create satu API token then permission dia should be like this lah. Okay, so I will just create a token. Custom desktop Kamarul. Dan kita letak zone DNS edit zone read. And then zone resource, kita kena include all zone. And then create a token. Kita letak kat sini. This is not not the best practices. There are a way to hide this. So sorry guys. Okay, email, kita letak email Cloudflare, which is mine. Okay, so this one referring to API token. Mana API token tu? Oh, sini. Okay, issuer dah siap. So let's just keep kata apply issuer. So once issue okay, so kita dah create issuer here. So and then sekarang kita akan create the certificates. But before that, kita kena tukar the DNS name ni dulu. So by having that said, kita kena go to DNS balik, Cloudflare balik, and let's point to our external IP. So I nak letak desktop.malaysiaai.org, and it is actually pointing to our load balancer. And then since we are actually using DNS01 punya resolver ni, so dia support wildcard juga. So senang lah. Okay, nice. So I think let's start. So sekarang kita akan create a certificate. Okay, so kalau kita pergi dekat event, dia akan do a challenge lah. Okay, TLS challenge before getting the certificate tu. Yep, so it will take some time. So before sementara kita tunggu tu, we will go back to our architecture. So my explanation would be for beginner intermediate lah. It's not for advanced. So if some of you guys are still macam, oh, my explanation is a bit sesat. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, siap-siap. So by the way, apa yang kita buat tadi is kita create Traefik Ingress controller. So dia akan spawn load balancer. So load balancer ni dia akan ada external IP. Dia akan ada IP dia lah. So IP ni kita perlukan untuk letak dekat our certificates cert manager issuer tu, punya manifest. So apa yang kita nak buat tadi is kita nak set manager tu to issue a certificate into our ingress controller ni. So nanti bila user nak pergi ke somewhere ke apa kan, dia akan dia akan terminate TLS lah. Okay, right. So let's just wait. Ada question tak so far? Oh, I see. Right. Ada soalan tak guys? Please tanya soalan. buka apa tadi? Buka nasi biryani, ayam rendang. Tunggu kejap. Alright, so fortune nice. Kalau ada soalan ke apa tanya je lah. Terminate TLS tu apa? Alright, terminate TLS tu, so HTTPS ni, okay, dia dia macam dia punya content is okay, correct me if I'm wrong ah. So dia punya bila let's say this is, um, Kamaru lah, okay. Kamaru dia nak pergi dekat this port. So dia pergi so bila dia nak pergi dekat our link tu kan, dekat our host tu, dia akan secure, dia TLS. Secured lah, okay, content tu secured sebab dia HTTPS. So bila dia masuk dekat our ingress controller, kalau dia pergi kat service, kalau dia still secured, macam mana dia nak baca content in our request tu kan. So kita kena terminate HTTPS ni bagi HTTP. So bila dia HTTP, content tu boleh dibaca lah oleh application tu. Am I right? Okay. Kubernetes events tadi tu. Oh, guna lens. Macam mana nak search? Uh, Lens Kubernetes IDE ni. So you guys can just download lah. Tapi it depends on the people lah in the end. Macam I lagi prefer pakai lens sebab I dah selesa. Selalu sangat pakai. I pun baru pakai je. Okay, so let's see. Dah settle ke belum? So, kalau kita pergi kat certificate, cert manager. Okay, dia dah ready. So means certificate tu dah ready. So let's proceed to the next one, which is okay, dah ready kan? Now kita kena update a bit on our ingress controller. Okay, so basically dekat ingress controller ni dia tak tahu yang dia tak ada certificate tu lagi. Okay, so kita kena update a bit. So kalau kita pergi dekat documentation, I think it should be on TLS here. Where is it? Default certificate. No, this is not it. Aku tak jumpa kat mana. Hmm, Sekejap guys, give me time. Try to find. Macam mana I jumpa lah hari tu? Tak ingat lah. But it's okay. Let's just take it. Should be here. Okay, so kita akan dia ada satu custom resource definition in Traefik punya API. So kita nak macam bagi tahu lah yang the TLS certificate is actually here. So I'm just gonna add the manifest here. Um, okay. Okay. Right. Let's stop and let's see. Dia punya TLS store tu dah ada belum? Okay, dah ada. Now let's just try to ingress terus. So kalau tengok kat documentation ni balik, once kita dah update the TLS store, actually I boleh je guna Helm tapi I malas. Okay, actually tak apalah. Okay, so sekarang I dah boleh enjoy. So guna diorang punya custom resource definition juga. So I just kena letak the service name and also the host. Ni je yang kena tukar sekarang. So dia point to kita kena point the service lah. So service ni apa? Kalau kita tengok kat escalator dia balik, service ni is this. So kalau kita pergi kat Kubernetes ni, service ni yang kita akan bagi tahu lah ni service apa, macam tadi kan cari surau. So yeah, okay. Sekarang let's try to deploy one of the pod lah. So one of the container which is the who am I. So who am I ni macam traffic dia suruh pakai who am I je. So macam it should be straightforward. So let's ambil who am I tu jap. Who am I? Okay, kalau you tengok deployment, you kan nampak the container. Okay, replica is satu. Kita nak buat satu je, nak buat dua pun boleh. Okay, so the key point here is the container punya image lah. Okay, and the pod as well. Okay, and then deployment is one. Kita dah buat deployment, so dia akan spawn pod. Tapi kita kena letak service sekali lah. Sebab service tu yang kita nak, sebab kalau kita pergi dekat apa, the ingress route, dia nak kita letak dia punya nama service. So sebab tu kita kena deploy service dia juga. Okay. So let's try. Okay, so let's try to validate first. Dia dah deploy. So kalau I pergi dekat pod, dekat deployment ni kita replicate dua kan. So you can see who am I ada dua pod. So ada dua container kat sini, dua pod lah. And then deployment who am I ada, and then service tu yang network tu kan, dia dah ada. So I boleh port forward. Port forward ni just nak test locally, nak tengok dia work ke tak. Okay, it works on local. So let's ingress. So kita tak guna ingress by the way. Kita akan guna dia orang punya apa version, ingress punya version, which is ingress route. Which is actually same lah dengan ingress. Tapi diorang lagi, orang kata lagi advance sebab diorang support TCP and UDP, but kita nak test dengan HTTP dulu lah in this case. So kita akan guna ingress route punya resource, custom resource. Let's try. Alright, so kita nak namakan who am I laptop malaysia.ai.org, and then service name kita point balik dekat service name dia, which is who am I. Okay, so let's try to apply this. Okay, done. Sekarang let's try to go to this link. Tengok dia boleh ke tak dan dia secure ke tak. Yep. So kita boleh access, and kalau kita pergi dekat dia punya certificate is valid. Kita guna Let's Encrypt lah sebab it's a kita guna Let's Encrypt punya certificates. So okay, I think apa yang kita dah siap sekarang ni, we have kita dah ingressed the who am I punya application already. So kalau kita back to the architecture, apa yang I buat tadi is I pergi dekat I nak pergi dekat this service which is who am I tu, and then dia akan pergi ke load balancer, and load balancer dia akan masuk ke ingress controller ni. So ingress controller dia akan check the ingress route tu, dia nak route ke mana. So router ni dia akan tahu, oh I kena pergi dekat this service, so dia akan pergi ke sini. But before that dia akan terminate lah the HTTP, the TLS tu. So dia akan masuk ke service. That's one thing. Okay, sekarang ada soalan tak? Before kita pergi ke last part which is the middleware. Noh, banyak ni soalan. Hmm, yup. Ya betul. Actually, untuk jawab soalan yang pasal cloud nat dia ada cloud native tau. Macam tak adalah cloud native, macam, kalau kita tak ada ingress controller, kalau kita tak pakai cert manager ni, kalau kita pakai ACM kan, okay, let's say kita letak load balancer kat sini. Tengok. Kalau kita pakai ACM kan, which is Amazon Certificate Manager, kalau dia akan issue terus, certificate dekat dekat AWS load balancer tu, so dia akan terminate dekat sini. Ha, so let's say this is the ingress controller. So HTTPS, bila dia before dia masuk ingress controller tu dia dah HTTP dah. So itulah AWS ni macam pelik sikit, tapi I tak tahu lah sebab I still new in network, but I'm still learning. So actually Adha is my sifu. So if you guys want to learn more, you guys can hop up into his DM. Okay? Alright. So okay. Wish. Okay, sekarang let's move into the last part. Okay, tadi kita dah deploy Who Am I service, tapi kita just guna apa? Guna route je. So sekarang kita nak try leverage middleware ni pula kan. Tapi kita guna basic auth lah. So kalau you guys go to the documentation dekat Helm ni. Sekejap, Helm ni kot. And then where is the link? Oh, this one. Okay, dia ada examples here. And let's try to apa? So okay, diorang by the way, diorang ada dashboard. So you guys can tengok dashboard diorang. Ada metrics and you guys can see lah apa yang ada dalam tu buat sistem HTTPS and also app apa semua. So I just going to walk forward. Sebab kalau I ingress benda ni is very dangerous. Everyone can masuk. So kalau kita pergi, you guys can see lah this one. Okay, sekarang ni I nak try ingress benda ni, tapi I nak guna middleware. I nak letak basic auth. Okay. So there are documentation here. Dia publish and protect traffic dashboard with basic auth. So apa yang kita kena buat is kita kena ingress route macam biasa. And kita kena letak custom middleware dekat sini. Okay. So actually just run je, tak ada apa sangat pun. So I try run dulu kejap. But this one is Helm. So kejap. Okay. So I akan ingresskan dia, I akan letak link desktop.malaysiaai.org, and I think looks good now. Now what I need to do is just apply, I mean upgrade the Helm. So kalau I go back to this, I just need to install ke? I thought it's upgrade. Let's upgrade. Okay, let's see. Okay, so kita dah, upgrade the helm. So dia akan, tambahlah, a ingress route kat sini, and also dia akan letak secret. So dekat secret ni kita letaklah the username and password, and also the middleware. Middleware ni is a CRD in Traefik yang akan, yang akan letak yang akan ada basic auth tu lah. So basically it's a basic auth here. So let's start. Jom kita try tengok boleh ke tak. Boom, dia keluar macam pop up kat sini kan. So this is a basic auth lah, actually it's a middleware. So kalau I pergi this admin and change me, ya boleh masuk. Okay. So boleh tengok lah apa yang ada dalam ni apa semua. Actually tak boleh edit apa pun. So kalau you guys masuk and hack pun tak ada apa pun. Tapi janganlah kalau ada cyber security dalam ni, I akan rasa a bit overwhelmed. Jangan hack kan. Alright. So yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. Kita dah done with set manager. Kita dah kita belum lagi take a look on features lagi, tapi some of feature kita dah leverage, and also we have the Ingress dashboard with the middleware for basic auth. And yeah, so kalau we take a look on the documentation balik, I mean the readme files ni, what's so special about Traefik is they do have a Traefik native Let's Encrypt integration. So we don't actually need to use Insert Manager to issue a certificate. But we can just simply configure a bit on the Helm punya configuration, and kena letak sikit sini, and then there will be a certificates lah. Dia akan issue certificates tu, which is very straightforward actually. Tapi I tak try lagi. Maybe this one we can try to do it in the future lah. Okay. And yep. So sekarang ni apa yang kita guna is kita provide the certificate with set manager. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. So we will have some Q&A session. So if you guys have a question, can pakai service mesh pula. Okay, service mesh will be our next topic lah kot, our next session. But for now kita guna traffic proxy dulu. Okay, I pun yelah kita kan nak dah habis terawih kan, so kita kena session kena sekejap je lah. Okay, kalau yang traffic ni cakap internet ingress on steroids ke? Yes, betul. Okay, so I think that's pretty much for me. Kalau you guys have any question, you guys can just ask here. Nanti some of SRE punya sifu akan jawab lah. Diorang terlalu pro. I ni ikan je by the way. Okay. Yep. Any question? Last question to me? Tak ada lah. I ni S3 bucket je by the way. Better than Nginx. No. Okay. Let's go back to the Obsidian. Okay, this is a future outlook performance testing. So, I rasa macam I tak sempat untuk do some benchmarking lah, which proxy is better, whether to use Nginx, Kong, or HA proxy, or maybe Traefik. So maybe in the future I akan try to do a performance testing. I akan try to stress test within all this proxy, and tengok macam mana diorang boleh handle those load lah. And I will get back to you guys lah on it. So I ada some of our friends, Pogak, dia ada share lah about his experience in Money Lion as a SRE. So he did stress test using K6 as, yeah, so it's just a load testing, but for tapi dia kena guna JavaScript. I will take a look on this, and maybe in the future I can post in Twitter maybe on the performance benchmarking. Okay. Yep, I think that's about it. So I just nak remind again, before we end the session, I just nak thanks to Malaysia AI sebab giving me the resource. And if you guys are so interested with the cloud native, you guys can join Malaysia AI, and we can ajar korang, and tak adalah ajar, macam we learn together. Tapi yeah, we have to make it open source and give back to the community lah. So I think, itu juga from my end. Thank you.